Landmark Judgment on Arbitrability, Vidya Drolia and Ors. v. Durga Trading Corporation, 2020. The case Vidya Drolia and Ors. v. Durga Trading Corporation, 2020, is a landmark decision by the Supreme Court of India on the issue of arbitrability of disputes and the interpretation of Section 8 and Section 11 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, 1996. Here is an overview of the case. The dispute arose under a tenancy agreement where Durga Trading Corporation sought arbitration under the arbitration clause in the agreement. Vidya Drolia and others contended that tenancy disputes governed by the Transfer of Property Act, 1882, are not arbitrable. The case reached the Supreme Court to decide whether disputes under the Transfer of Property Act, particularly tenancy disputes, could be referred to arbitration. Whether disputes governed by the Transfer of Property Act are capable of resolution through arbitration. The extent of judicial intervention at the pre-reference stage, Section 8 and Section 11 of the Arbitration Act. The Supreme Court delivered a detailed judgment, setting significant precedents for arbitration in India. The court laid down a fourfold test to determine arbitrability. Rights in rem and rights in personam. Disputes involving rights in rem, public rights, are non-arbitrable, while rights in personam, private rights, are generally arbitrable. Statutory prohibition. Certain disputes are expressly or impliedly barred from arbitration under statutes. Public policy. Disputes that have an impact on public policy or are of public interest are non-arbitrable. Inherently judicial functions, matters requiring adjudication by courts, such as criminal offences, are non-arbitrable. The court held. Tenancy disputes under the Transfer of Property Act are arbitrable unless they are governed by special statutes like rent control laws, which provide exclusive jurisdiction to specific courts. Where statutory rights and remedies are exclusive to civil courts, arbitration is barred. At the stage of reference, Section 8 or Section 11, courts must undertake a prima facie review of arbitrability. Courts should not conduct a full-fledged inquiry but ensure that frivolous and non-arbitrable disputes are not referred to arbitration. The decision clarified the law on the arbitrability of disputes, providing much-needed clarity in areas such as tenancy, fraud, and public policy. It emphasized minimizing judicial interference and promoting arbitration as an effective dispute resolution mechanism. The judgment strengthens the pro-arbitration stance of Indian courts while respecting statutory and public policy considerations.